Welcome once again to Channel 18, and today we have Suzy Weld and Peg Rose from the Milton Welt Preservation Committee. And that was a very important committee.
We thought so.
Yeah, well, I think it was. You wanted to save a very specific artwork that was in the high school, right?
Yes, it was.
And so now you have a little story.
Yes,
Is that right?
it has been a long and winding road, as someone once said. We were formed 2 years ago to try and save the mural, as you said, Paul, that had been in the high school in the administration building on the wall. As when you first came in, there it was. And the committee was formed to try and preserve it. It was going to be a tricky process. We all knew that from the beginning, but we gave it a shot.
Yes.
And the outcome was that the mural, we were unable to save the mural, but we do have a reproduction, a photographic reproduction of the mural, and we are finally going to be able to unveil that. And as Eileen Wyatt says, get your pencil and paper ready so you can write this down. The unveiling of the mural will be on Saturday, January 2nd, 2016, at 10 o'clock here at the community center. This is where it's going to be located. It's going to be on the wall outside Carolyn's office for all to see. And we would love to have as many people come as possible. It would be an honor, to honor Milton and his work.
How many people were on the committee? Do you remember?
Well, originally
it
fluctuated. And by the way, I'm Suzy Mcdowell. I don't want people to think there is a Susan Welch. She was one of Milton's daughters, and we expect her, along with her sister, to be here at Drusilla at the unveiling.
That would be good.
But Ed Lilly took the digital image of the mural. We had him do that at the very beginning when our committee was first formed, in case there was, in case it happened that we would not be able to save it. So we have this image, and he was a close friend of Milton's and was very happy to work along with us. But the committee was originally about 33 members, but then there were probably about 12 of us that met. Do we meet every week or every 2 weeks?
We met every couple of 2 or 3 weeks.
Every week or every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We met for a year here in the community center, trying to think of ways to raise funds so that we could have the mural successfully removed from the high school before it was demolished.
Well, now, is that money still available, or has it been returned, or is it a lot of people say, well, why don't you keep it for whatever else you want to do?
We've had a lot of that. We've had a lot of that. Why don't you keep it? And what we are doing with the funds that are left over, we will donate the funds to what is now Monomoy Friends of the Arts for their use for specific programs that
art programs, art enrichment, and it will be in Milton's name, and for his legacy. So we're pleased with that.
Well, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Peg wanted me to mention also, in addition to the reproduction of the mural being hung on the wall outside the office here, we will have framed pictures of the plaques, the school building committee plaques. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Peg, with the school committee members' names on them. These were from the year 1937.
Oh, you're going back. Wow.
1963.
Yeah, that was the high school.
Okay, and then 1990, the middle school committee. So those will be framed. We will also have a printed biography of Milton, his life, framed, and also a picture of him with his statement of philosophy. That will be framed. And a local framer here in town, Carl Bergfors, who is down at the 820 Gallery on Route 28, is doing it for us. And he also has copies of the prints of the mural, which we were selling as a big part of our fundraising. And we still have prints that are available for purchase. So people, if they still want to get a copy, oh, I thought maybe the picture of it was up on the, there it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful print. People can buy it from Carl, and he will be at the unveiling with copies of the prints.
Oh, okay.
Yes, for anybody who didn't get one, who said, oh, oh, I'll get one before, and then found out they never did,
As usual, yes.
I don't know if you want to mention about the Byrons doing
Oh, yes. The actual reproduction of the mural was done by Bob Tucker at Focal Point Studios in Orleans. But the hanging of the mural and all the items that Susie mentioned will be done by Leanne and Larry Byron from Cove Gallery. Leanne is a retired Harwich/Monomoy art teacher.
Right.
And they'll be doing that for us. The mural does not take up the whole wall. That's why we have room to do these extra pieces.
Right, with the 5 other prints.
Yeah.
Peg and I were talking before we came in here, and I'm just going to share a short story about Milton. I knew him personally. When I came up here in the late 70s with my family to vacation, I would go shopping at little gift stores, and I would see his prints in the stores, and I really loved the work that he did. So I purchased a few, and then in 1993, and I've told this story before, and I know the date because I saved all my correspondence. In those days, you wrote, you didn't email and text. I wrote Milton a letter from my home in Pittsburgh and said, I'd like to commission you to do a watercolor for me of Witchmere Harbor.
Oh.
And he agreed, and we corresponded back and forth. And when it was finished, he rolled it up and mailed it to me in a mailing tube. And I hung in my home in Pittsburgh for 10, 11 years. And then when we moved here on Cape Cod in 2003, it came with us, and it's in my home here. He was a lovely man. He was a true gentleman, and it was a special opportunity for me to get to know him.
Well, that's a very nice story and a very nice remembrance.
Yes, yes.
And I must add that when the committee was formed, Susie was there from the start.
and was Peg. So was Peg.
As some of you may know, I found out I was on the committee because I read it in the Chronicle because Ed McManus had told Bill Galvin. So,
okay.
But anyways.
Well, he knew who to get.
Right.
Now, how's Ed doing?
He's doing good.
He had his operation?
He had his operation.
Okay.
I saw him the other night. He's not quite ready for Dancing with the Stars, but he's getting there. Oh, back to the committee. When it was formed, Susie, Patty Tork, and Rose O'Meara, what we refer to around here as Washashores, they jumped on board immediately. And it's like one of those, like the old saying, you can't see the forest for the trees.
Yes.
A lot of local people thought, it wasn't worth doing, but boy, they sure did, and they did yeoman work on the committee.
Well, I think the Washashores do a lot around town.
Oh, they do. They do.
We have to give them a little credit.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, dear.
Well, I think this is a very nice remembrance. And I wish you all the luck in the world.
Well, we encourage everyone that can to come. It's a beautiful reproduction. We've seen it, and it's not framed; it's stretched over I don't know, whatever. It's a canvas, and it's just stretched, and it'll be hung on the wall out there. And it's very, the colors are vibrant. They're as vibrant as the actual mural was when it was
hanging on the wall.
When it was hanging on the wall in the school. Yes.
Well, now it'll be hanging outside Carolyn's office.
Yes.
Right.
Very good.
So we'll just give one more time the details here.
Very good. All right.
It is Saturday, January 2nd, 2016. Right before the ceremony begins, we're going to have music, because music was also very important to the Welt family.
Good point.
Cindy and Amanda Kozlowski, who are on the committee, will flute for beforehand. Then we will have the start of the ceremony. The oldest of Barbara and Milton's grandchildren, Susan Luminello, is going to speak on behalf of the family. We'll have Ed make a few remarks, and I'll try and keep things moving along. And then afterwards, we will have a reception. One of the menu items is Chef Linda's clam chowder. And if you've ever had Linda's clam chowder at any of the events here at the community center, that's worth coming for, itself. But yes, Saturday, January 2nd, 10 a.m. here at the community center.
Well, that should get everybody here.
Good way to start the new year.
Good way to start the new year.
Correct.
And to finish off one of the problems that, deserved special attention.
Yeah.
Right.
Very good. Well, I hope everybody shows up, and thank you both for being here.
And thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.